man who looks awfully strange, Pete Dineen, because you don't have a telephone in your ear. What have the last 3 days been like, Pete, trying to finalize the playoff roster?
Well, it's been pretty hectic, the last few days. I've been in Cincinnati and had to come up with our final playoff roster as of 2 o'clock yesterday. So needless to say, I've spent a little time on the phone.
Pete, in a situation like this, what goes into the decision in acquiring specifically McCrory and Laniel?
Well, I think with McCrory, he was playing in Kalamazoo, and he is known more or less as a good, hard-working two-way hockey player. And I think given the opportunity, he's got a pretty good touch around the net, and I think he can possibly help our power play out a little bit. Mark Laniel is known as one of the premier offensive defensemen. He can run a power play and moves the puck exceptionally well out of our own end.
Now, unlike baseball, where you try to steal a guy for a pennant drive and hope you would help him for next year, your main focus right now on these two and the other players that we'll talk about is just helping the Aeros for the 1994 playoff season?
Right, exactly. With Mark's only, the two of them are both signed for just the 1 year. And what I was looking at, come this time of the year, when you're going in the playoffs, you want to go in there with the best roster possible. And I was able to pick up these two players, and I think they'll be a big addition.
All right. As far as the playoff roster is concerned, the roster gets expanded, but you still get to dress the same amount of guys, Pete?
Right. It's gone up to 25 players that we can put on the roster, and it's still 16 and 2 that we can dress.
Pete, guys like Berg, Caulfield, will they just be there on an emergency basis? Should we expect to see him at the Aerodrome on Monday?
Well, with Berg right now, he's in the middle of his playoffs. He's playing in Wichita in the Central Hockey League. We've got Sean O'Brien, who is in the out in the East Coast Hockey League. He's in the middle of their playoffs, and Jay Caulfield's up in Pittsburgh, and Jay played last year with Pittsburgh. He's got 2 Stanley Cups under his belt from the previous 2 years, and Jay's going to add a lot of muscle to our team, and depending on who we play in the playoffs, we might be able to use a Jay Caulfield.
Pete, thanks for your time.
Thanks, Barry.
So that's it from the man who put the Aero team together.